All right. Hi everyone. This is Raj. Welcome back to another Techno Ramble. First of all, this is going to be about Emacs as my cyber workshop. And before we get on to it, welcome all the new subs. It's I think around 8 9 subs from the last video. By the last video, I mean the last Techno Ramble that was about yeah a workflow overview, ThinkPad, Fedora, and Emacs. So that went well. That yeah. So thanks for that one. Feels nice for if you get like what the efforts are reciprocated. So this one's going to be another techno ramble, and the major uh, address that I want to have in this one is why should you get into Emacs? So for guys like me, for people like us who are looking into having more efficient technical workflows, it's very easy to understand why you would get into Vim. Vim is the thing that you get into if you want to edit at the speed of thought. Uh, you can still have a very good life if you continue living in Vim. And yeah, there have been humans out there that have like just spent all of their life in Vim without switching to Emacs like ever. And yeah, not worrying about what they're missing out on. So I was also in this confused position once as to like why should I even bother trying Emacs around like the junior year of my university. Uh, and I did not get a good answer until I read a lot. So I wish for this to be a pragmatic overview of what can Emacs do for you, how it fits into your workflows, how it allows you to do what you want to, and like how it makes integrating everything very easy. So this is going to be more of a tooling overview as to seeing how you can build a cyber workshop with Emacs. And yeah, so more of a bigger picture thing. Do let me know in the comments later on what specific tooling you would like more elaborations upon. But for now, that's the why of this video. So this video is intended for like if you so I'll do a similar video for Lisp one day, but then Emacs and Lisp they're like these kind of tools that if you don't try, you're just not gonna know what you're missing out on. So yeah, I'm doing this one for Emacs. There'll be one soon for Lisp, but yes. What I'm going to cover in this video is going to be more about your general text workflows. So we'll be covering some tools, some general tools as to like that allow you to do stuff in anything and everything. Uh, Org-journal. So how do I? It's not just about Emacs this time. It's about how I manage my workflows. It extends into my life. Those kind of things. So my research workflows, how I blog, how I manage my tasks, and yeah, of course, the Zettelkasten method, and also my research corpus management. So I do use some other tools other than Emacs as well for. I don't browse in Emacs. I do use the Emacs web browser. We'll go through that sometime for like quick searches. But then I still use Firefox because Firefox with Vim, because that's pretty handy for extensions on like yeah, EWW doesn't have JavaScript, so there's that. Calling it U just seems like a lot of people will just miss it. So EWW is U, but yeah, the Emacs web browser. Let's get right into it. If you are hooked and yeah, want more videos like this, do like, share, subscribe, and let's get right to it. I intend to keep it elaborate but still concise. So yeah, let's go. So the basics are as with all the toolings that I'm going to discuss forward, org is the main denominator, the common denominator. It has tables, drawers. It has a lot of features like linking, file IDs. So you could just be very powerful with just text in org. Its parsing capabilities, like inbuilt parsing capabilities, are also much better than any other uh, markdown format, like markup format that I found out there. So org is just one thing that we're going to get into. Quick searches, it's going to be EWW other side. So for example, right now, I went for space SW and what is Emacs, and I want it on Wikipedia. We get pretty quick results at the bottom. So yeah, there we go. The Emacs wiki. No, this is just Emacs. And there we have some quick information. That's it. So that's EWW for you, like very quick searches, and it's without JavaScript. So yeah, you don't need to like be distracted by all the. You get what I'm saying? Yes, I don't have words for all the JavaScripty stuff. So yeah, and it's like a simple text buffer. Everything in Emacs is a buffer. So that's another beautiful thing about it. You could so that this that also makes writing your own extensions very uniform because everything is just a buffer and everything is just text. So it's like a CLI terminal is allows you to interact with text in one dimensions in like one dimension. Assume like I'm trying to build up an analogy, but the Emacs allows you to edit text in two dimensions and not just edit text. It's like okay, Vim also allows you to do that sort of stuff, but then this is like interact with text in two dimensions. Yes, more of an interaction thing, not just edit it, but it's also like kind of an interaction thing. So yeah, and of course like these days you should be using LLMs to like optimize your workflows. I mean, I am not the kind that just relies on LLMs at all times, but then they do speed up the chore parts of your workflows, so they're like pretty handy to have. Yeah, I use them for in-place refinement sometimes, and some filling in the holes in my scripts, and like yeah, just I'm also going to be discussing plant UML next in my research workflows. That's what I use to like represent diagrams and workflows, diagrams and flowcharts. So generating plant UML scripts with an LLM, and then piping that into your org-babel generates diagrams right into your org files. So that's pretty handy. And like LLMs don't just allow you to do that. There's like a lot more things that LLMs allow. This is not going to be a video about LLMs. It's going to be a video about Emacs. So yes, this is like I'm just covering the basic general tools that make up the workflow though. So uh, Emacs like does its part of like allowing you to do what you want to, but then you should also be doing your own part and pulling your own weight if you really want to experience the efficiency in Emacs. So speed reading is a good handy tool. You just want to like be looking at a lot of small text and a lot of buffers at high speeds to be in and around quickly. And okay, so a lot of courses teach speed reading on textbooks, on like hardcover, like physical textbooks. But then, yeah, the speed reading on screens is like a whole another superpower because that's like a lot of lot of that's a major portion of like how a lot of us spend our days. So I would recommend you like get on that skill. And touch typing, of course, is another one. So yeah, you don't want to be you wouldn't need very high speeds. I think like even 60, 70 WPM is like more than enough. But then the typing speed should never be the bottleneck to your pragmatic thought process on the computer. So that's one thing. And of course, if you're not using Vim bindings, then you're like missing out on a lot of efficiency, and you just not being fair to yourself. Like even though the initial investment might seem to be substantial, the returns are incomparable. So to get into VI bindings, and you can use them anywhere. They're like portable, so anything out there does have VI bindings. Even if you shift to like say VS Code or like yeah, anything down the lane, it's always worth it to have VI bindings memory mapped into your fingers, like muscle memory mapped. And okay, so we're going to be using a lot of text-based workflows. So uh, yeah, we'll get into this soon and the as we go through the tooling. So rep grep, AG, ACK, grep, whatever you use, but then do have something handy. So yeah, just if you're gonna like structure your a lot of things in your files, so being able to search through them very quickly is like a very nice thing to have. And yeah, so given some of these bottlenecks, so the last one would be more of like text manipulation. Identify tool based, and this is going to be your manual text manipulation. I mean manual manipulation. That's a little redundant, but yeah, it's like it depends on you. Again, text manipulation, you're the bottleneck. So all of these bottlenecks, try to weed them out one by one. And yeah, so try to be a more balanced in terms of your approach as to how you see text, because text is like just a very powerful medium, and it's just what ones and zeros in a very intuitive way. Okay, of course, like computerized images are also ones and zeros, but then their interpretation can also vary from photons hitting your retina and that sort of stuff. But then text is text. Symbolic text is just text. It's ASCII or UTF-8 or like whatever you just want to think about it. So text is like just very powerful compared to say audio or video. When it comes to computers, of course, if you want to interact with computers, text is like the it's like a very happy medium between what you understand and like what the computer understands in terms of representation. So, of course, semantics, yeah, I'm not going into the semantics of that right now, but then in terms of representation, text is like a very good uniform level playing field for humans and computers. So, there's that. Okay, so let's get right into it. So, in my workflows, I'm getting into my workflow now. So, uh, any idea or like any thought starts for me either as a good thought, like a long thought, or as a distraction. So whenever I'm in my uh, work mode, any work block, I just and if I have a distraction, I just go into org-journal. So that creates a timestamp for me on that day, and I just type in what I was thinking about. So that's that. And again, this is going to be yeah. So these are all the files for my org journal, and they are in a single directory, and I can just search them with ripgrep or AG or ACK or whatever. I use projectile search, I think. So for example, right now I'm going to search about Emacs as to how many times I've mentioned Emacs. So I just go space s slash and Emacs. Yeah, there you go. These are the several places I've used Emacs in all of my journal directories with all of the dates. So that is just very handy. There's that. Now, yeah, so journaling is pretty handy if you want to like capture your ideas very quickly. And once that happens, I also pass in my journals through LLMs. I use a specific extension called GPT-EL, GPT.EL or GPT-EL. I'm not sure what it is exactly. But then I'm using the Gemini 1.5 Pro Advanced. I'm not sure. Those names do get confusing with the Pro, Advanced, and everything these days. But then whatever, you get it. I'm using Gemini Studio, Google Studio AI keys. So you can get those for free. Just take care of your user privacy and like don't just pipe in anything too secretive. But yeah, just basic GPTL for summary. So for example, if I wanted to if I wanted to analyze what are the loopholes in this sort of presentation plan, I'll just go in, I open a GPTL buffer, and yeah, analyze the following video plan and point out any loopholes. Okay, there we go. There it goes to Gemini, and we start getting the output pretty soon. So I'll move it out here, and yeah, so it's printing it as a stream. Yeah, there you go. So let's see, what does it say? Lack of focus. Huh. It's okay, fine. Don't compare Emacs to Vim solely. Okay. Huh. Too many tools introduced too quickly. I see overwhelming information. Risk of alienating beginners. I hope I don't do that. Missing practical applications. Well, just show, don't tell. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Good. Configuration management, not up to the mark is unhelpful. Oh yeah, so okay, this is like later into the script, so I'll just discuss that later on. Yeah, but there you go, the suggestions and everything. This is like a pretty good workflow, like a pretty quick one. You can just pipe in anything. So you can just refactor as well, and make it play with whatever sort of buffer you're in. So if I'm writing a Go program, there's like an automated prompt appended to it, subprompt appended to that you're a Go programmer. If I'm into say common Lisp, a common Lisp prompt is automatically appended into it. If I'm into Markdown, I mean, like I usually write in Markdown for my blogs and everything. So you are a prose writer is automatically appended into it. So this automatic prompt generation is prompt generate rather than generation. I think I should say templatization. Prompt templatization is like a very handy way to be quick with your interaction with LLMs. So LLMs are definitely powerful, but then the way you interact with them and the barriers of like taking text in and out of them is what makes your workflows. There's that. Let's get back out of these and task management. So once journaling is done, if I had a distraction and it was very important, I would just capture it into my org workflow. So what I use right now is org-gtd. So this is my GTD file. It has a bunch of subheadings into like what all sort of work I do. And this is work related, so this is a templatized file. This doesn't include my actual to-dos and everything, because like for obvious reasons. So for example, if I wanted to have a new next action, NA is an extension. I've bound it to space NN that opens up the capture template and a next action. So this is to do. And let's say I wanted to schedule it for some time tomorrow. Thursday, I can that or calendar buffer opens up and I can just select it. I can also select a time. So for example, I want to this to be done at 13 tomorrow. Yeah. So and hit Control CC for it to be logged. Now this is going to be if you want like a good overview of like what's happening in your day right now, you can just hit space NAN. So that gives me an org agenda preview. So look at that. Yeah. So my to-do is logged to be done on Thursday, 11th of July, that's tomorrow, at around 13 scheduled. So if I wanted to add something else as well, let's say another next function, this is another to-do. And let's add in a range of a time right now for today. I want this to be done from 12 today to 13 today, CC, and just GR to refresh the buffer. And 12 to 13, my to-do just pops up. I can also prioritize them. So A, B, C. This is like pretty important. Let's just put this as C. So there's that. And this is do Emacs. So this allows you for a whole bunch of other tags than to do. So for example, I just pressed a T and I got these sort of all projects, like these sort of all tags that I can put in. Is it a hold, an idea, a loop, a start, a project? For example, if I have an event that just loops again and again, like a redundant, like a recurring meeting, I'll just put that in loop. Let's do that now. Space and N to open my capture, and that will be an event. So that's scheduled from today onwards. Let's make it 11. Recurring meet. I'll put that on a loop and let it recur every day. Like yeah, let it recur one day every day. So plus 1D for one every day and 1W for every week. There's a whole lot more things that you can do with it, but then I'll just go for one day for now. Control CC and hit GR. And there you go. There I have my recurring meet every day, scheduled at 11. So it will just pop up and order things according to the schedules as well. So that's pretty powerful. I also sometimes want to just have quick meeting notes. So again, let's go to the capture, space NN, and I have meet bound to M. So just type that in at and with. So I've filled in a custom template that is just like a basic string. So I want this. This is like at r slash let's yeah date at this and yeah. So I am using r slash okay. I'm using date for now because for you guys, but then I don't do that. Uh, another human, just another human. I'll use my specific colleagues and themes in this. So it makes it like everything searchable and indexable. So yeah, that's pretty handy. Now all of this goes into one text file. So it's very easy to interlink things. And yeah, just because it's text, version controlling all of this is also very easy. So yeah, just being in text gives you a lot of superpowers. Now I'm not gonna log this because this is not how I generally log it. Okay, BNNN. I use my custom timestamps as to like the number of days I've been alive in Hex, and I'll probably use say my name's Raj. So a meeting with Raj, or like let's say YouTube, just you guys. So there's that, and I'll have my notes in here, anything that I have. Yeah, and if I wanted to add in more, I'll go in here. I'll go to my buffer. This is the meet added, and I'll narrow this buffer. Now I've org narrowed this buffer, and I'll add in all of my notes in here. So meetings, whatever, any to-dos that you want to extract, like you want to process for later. You just, I don't know, get into a meeting, and like you're done with the meeting, you just have your quick notes. You don't have time to like process the to-dos, but then you just cache it in here and like move on. There's that. So you could just type in anything in here. And by the way, you could also use GPT-EL in any of these cases, like any text buffer out there, you could use an LLM very readily. So that's the power of just using text everywhere. Yeah. So I want to like go back to my normal view, X and W. I'm unnarrowed again, and there's my meet. So all of my meets are in chronological order. Okay, let's add another meet, and at this time with UT, another meet, and this once. See, there you go. There's a live update in the buffer. PC. So all of these are added in chronological order in this meets subheading. And if I wanted to, I could just archive them anytime. So I've bound that to space MA, and it archives all of those subnodes into an archive file. That is also version control and in the same repository. So I have a lot of backups. And like if I ever lose this file, okay, losing this file is going to be like very difficult. So that's that. Let's also back up these. Let's also archive these. Okay, I could just yeah, let's try something. Yeah. So you could also just edit these to-dos from here. If I wanted to say mark something as done, I could just press T and D. It marks it as done. And once I hit refresh, that it's gone from the buffer, but it's still in the file, and I can like archive it for later. I can okay. Let's create some more to-dos and show you some capabilities of org. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to the file. So as of here, you can see that I have some more to-dos. Let's create some copies so that I can show you some org sorting capabilities. So, for example, once you've had a different bunch of to-dos that, and some of them in the middle you have archived. Some of them in the middle you have done. So now you want to like archive them. You could just do that by Shift V and like Control like Space M and A. But then what I like to do is sort those. So I'll hit Control C and the what's it called, the caret character. That gives me into ordering, like a structured ordering, structured sorting function. And I hit O to sort it according to my priority orders, or like my to-dos and dones. And now that my dones are separated, I can just archive them together. There you go. And that's all that I'm left with my to-dos. I do this on like a probably a 2 or 3 day basis when the to-dos are like coupled into like maybe there are more than 50% of the whole thing. So yeah, they're more than 50% of the whole task list. That's when I like pull this out and like just do it once every 2 or 3 days, I think. And it's pretty handy. It's pretty efficient. It doesn't get in your way. It just enables you to do a whole lot of things. What other captures do I have? So my in queue is a whole bunch of things that I have not scheduled, but then I just would like to do sometime down the lane. So yeah, there you go. So something like that with links, anything like that. Any thought that I have that I want to like yeah, any article that I like, I just would like to get into sometime, and I don't want to stress myself as to like when will I have to schedule this. I just cache them in for now in the in queue, and that is also done like via template. So space and n and I for the in queue part entered on. So I also there's like a templatized input for like what date it was entered on. Templatized input for like when I want to enter it. This is an item I want to schedule later. So what I do later on is I'll refile this into an extraction, and I might even have links in here. Say, yeah, let's just put in a website. Yeah, and hit CC. So for example, this is like an NQ right now, and I want to like schedule this for later. I want to like make it into a new line, an extraction. So I could just refile it. Control C R, okay, or refile. space MSR. Huh. I can just refile this with space MSR, and I want it to refile into NA, and there you go. It goes into NA, and I make it a to-do. It's it's going to start popping up in my uh, priority buffer now. This is an item I want to schedule later. There you go. There you are. So it just makes things like very easy to manage, and like cause it's all text. Again, I'm going to say this again and again. Just having text as everything out there is like a very powerful way to work, and you just don't have to even touch your mouse. So like out of probably the 8 or 9 hours that I have the screen time during my day, I probably use my mouse for less than 10 minutes, I'd say. Yeah, less than 10 minutes. I mean, I'm not against using a mouse, but then it's just that some things are like better interacted with a mouse. So I'm not just gonna like battle them. I'm not a very stubborn kind of guy who just shun a mouse cause yeah, I'm not gonna like scroll around documents like a long metallic scroll around documents with my fingers with keyboard arrows if I could just do a long scroll. So I am not hesitant of using a mouse. I'm not like say infection like allergic to a mouse, but then I'm just saying it's good not to have to use it and like just be very efficient and like yeah, rest your hands on the home row of the keyboard all the time. So it's like a very good skill to have. This was okay. Did I miss out any capture templates in Tekla? Okay, yeah. Anything that I want to like do later on or like schedule later on? I mean, okay. So, for example, you had a meet. You got an email as to what all further tasks need to be done, and any wait on tasks they go in my Tekla. So, for example, I needed the credentials for a particular virtual machine out there somewhere to test out a new environment for like a I don't know a beta environment out there. So I'll have to wait for the credentials, and it's nothing I can do for now. So that'll just go in my tickler. And all these structuring I learned from David Allen's book. It's I think getting things done. I do have a JPEG for you guys. The GTD workflow. So David Allen. I cannot maximize it right now. I don't know. Yeah. So can you see? I don't think you can see this right. So yeah, I do recommend the book. It's I'll just open it for on Firefox for you guys. It is a great book. I read it around years ago. So getting things done. Yeah. There you go. He also has his website. So I have been using that in Emacs for quite a while now. And yeah, he has been pretty helpful. Yeah. So this is like generic productivity stuff. This is nothing about Emacs, but then you can just have a very good GTD workflow in Emacs is what I wanted to point out. Yeah. Uh, let's go back to where we wanted to. I was in workshop. Yeah, there we are. Everything's out. We're done with org-gtd. Now, like a very important thing. Huh. So my brain dump. I do study a lot. I do want to remember a lot, and there's a lot of things that I go through in like a one day. So keeping them all in my head is like pretty difficult. So for that, I use the brain dump, and there's org-roam. That's the backbone for it. I'll link all these things in the description. For now, I'll just be giving you quick overviews. For example, I want to my index. Check out my index. Org-roam just helps you structure all the information in nodes and links. So it's inspired by Rome research, but then all done in Org-roam. I think the author's name is Jethro Kuan. Again, yeah, like me saying that, yeah, it's like a very useful software for me for the past years would be an understatement. So yeah, of course, like thanks to those guys and like all the open source contributors for that Org-roam stuff. Uh, what I'm going to talk in here is how I use Org-roam to manage my research workflow, have diagrams and have quick notes and like yeah, export it out and like traverse those notes. So as of now, I'm in my index. I could just very easily edit anything out there, and this is all text. So it's like also very searchable. There's that, and I could also link it with things, and it's all pretty accessible very quickly with space and RF, and I can just go into whatever I like. The next thing is having images in there. Now I am not one for dragging and dropping images in there. In these notes, I mostly use flow diagrams. I used to use Mermaid.js before, but then recently I shifted to PlantML. So that's like unified modeling language. I'll probably have a video on it. It's like a very powerful thing. In terms of, yeah, just being able to generate diagrams from the fly and integrating it with org-babel. So for example, if in the plant QML functionality I wanted to show how a sequence diagram works, you can there's some basic syntax, and like with org-babel I'm going to delete the results for now. Hit CC and it generates the image for you, and this is being generated from this code. Let's change something and let's see if it reflects. Yeah, there you go. So that is pretty handy to have. And the LLM part comes in here. Let's pull up a Gemini buffer. Let's say generate a plant YAML flowchart for the outline of my video based on the following. And I'll just take in my flowchart and paste it in here. BIGS. Yeah, it'll give me some plant YAML stuff. Now sometimes it's gonna be yeah, a little erroneous. You have to from time to time uh yeah, weed out the errors. But then it's a very bootstrapped start. Now, yeah, let's get down there, create a source buffer with plant YAML in there, paste all this, and let's say I want to save this in a file, images buffer.png, and I want to export both when I publish this in org-roam. And now, let's see if this works. So I'm going to hit Control CC. Okay. There's a lot of syntactical errors. I mean, it hasn't weeded out the comma, this comment, but let's see what just happened. Okay, there's no error. That's nice. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so there's no error, and it generated a workflow for me. So there you go. Uh, and all of that in like what? I don't know, pretty quickly, right? So, I mean, I do use this a lot in my notes these days. I mean, say for example, I'm understanding a particular tool or a deployment, and like I want to understand its data flow. I will build the textual data flow for it as to how I would structure all the components of the deployment, and like I'll ask for a system diagram for from plant YAML via an LLM. So this is like a pretty handy workflow where like just text and programmatic interaction with objects like these, like a graph, makes it very easy for you to like edit text. And right now we are lucky that this did not throw an error. I was betting for it to throw an error. It has messed up some things. I can see it using commas unnecessarily from the text itself. But yeah, that's the power of plant YAML. For example, yeah, even basic flowcharts, mind maps, anything out there. I have just touched the surface. I've just scraped the surface. I just recently started scraping the surface. You could just do anything. Yeah, it's like and in like in real play. So it's yeah, so much more powerful than just being on text. And the beautiful thing is for me, the interactive part is still just text. I am not picking up my mouse. I am not dragging and dropping things around. I'm not yeah, it is just so much more efficient to be with text and be able to interact with text. Uh, Does that org-roam and plant YAML. Of course, with org-roam, if you're into the Roam research part, you know that you can link things. For example, if I wanted to insert a link to the plant YAML node out here, I'll just VNRI and plant YAML. It's accessible via a search engine, not a search engine. I think this is running an SQLite query in the backend. Org-roam is based on SQLite. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, and I can just hit enter. So it's using org IDs, I think. So again, this is like using org mode as the backbone for all the linkages and stuff, plus supplementary functionalities, and I could just follow it. So when I do publish this blog, all of these links will be interlinked into like yeah, linked to the respective things. So I use a basic script for that. I think I've gone through that in another video. Uh, I'll link that in the description, or like it should pop somewhere around for now. As to my Emacs as my my workflow, I think my blogging workflow. Yeah, I do go through like how I blog and everything and those. So my publish.el and like what I do in there. It was like it was an open source script, and like I've tweaked it a little bit to like fit to my needs. But then the result is something like let's go to buffer. Yeah, the result is something like this. So all my nodes out here, and yes, let's explore. So these are all the nodes that I've interlinked. Let's try and go to a particular node. So let's see index. Where is it? Yeah, there's index. And if I want to go to a particular node, let's go with my work setup EP. So that just opens another node out there. Yeah. And again, I don't even when like browsing, I'm like not using my mouse. So this is like Vimium. I also have talked about this in the last video using Vimium in Firefox. So that video will also be linked in the corner somewhere right now. And yeah, this is as much as I'd like to talk about for now for org-roam. I hope I did not mess up any notes anywhere. But yeah, like okay, so all of this is like version control with Magic. So yeah, all the changes that I've done and that I don't want to like yeah, just I see. I don't want this. Okay, this is something old. Yeah, I don't want this to be included in my yeah. I don't want this to be included in my do I want it to? I wouldn't. Yeah. This I definitely want to reject. So I'll just hit Control X and like I'll cherry reject it. So there's that. And any untracked files as well, I can just reject them right away. Yeah. So Magit is again another great thing. And like that's where the version control and text part comes in. So I think my log history is like pretty old now. Yeah, it's been like more than 12 months that I've been maintaining this buffer. You can see this. Can you see this? Let's like shows 12 months. And you can just follow any of your particular commit or whatever you did at a particular moment in time, hit enter and see what changes you made. So with everything, like as to like, yeah, so this is like just basic Git and stuff. This is not the point of the video, but then just saying that being in text allows you to do so many things. Just choosing to have a uniform representation for interaction with a computer just allows you to do so many things, like makes your workflow like so much more powerful. Yeah, uh, enough about text. Let's move on to if you like really want to visually explore your nodes. For that, we have org-roam UI. PNRF index. Yeah, let's start an org-roam UI mode. Yeah, server. It's enabled. And if I go to localhost, I think it's 3.5 something. 3, yeah, 35901. Yeah. These are all my nodes. So here is definitely where something like I pull out the mouse and stuff. So visualization of all my nodes. Yeah, there you go. And this follows you in Emacs though. So I'm not gonna go through org-roam UI functionality right now, but just say that what else stuff you could do. And if you like click on something, it will tell you what can be like what's the contents of the thing. So like for example, draft consensus. I was exploring the HCD algorithm some time ago, and I had some notes about it. So yeah, and there's also again I can just view another notes and hovers out here. So right now I'm looking at the PaxOS consensus hover as well. If I click on it, I get the PaxOS consensus notes. Uh, not PaxOS. I've been working with too many distros like in the past I don't know, couple of months, like just say OS whenever I see an OS. So just PaxOS, not PaxOS. I'm like really sorry for that. Yeah. So just a good overview of your notes anywhere out there. And yeah, this follows you in Emacs. So for example, if I clicked on web dev out here and I had uh, it enabled in my Emacs to like follow me, it should have opened web dev. Yeah, I'm in index right now, right? So let's go to PNRF. Let's go to plant UML, and I hope it has gone to that in Firefox. Yeah, there you go. It's opened up plant UML. Let's shift this to controls. Let's make this a hovering thing. Yeah, yeah, plant UML. So again, back. Let's say I want to go to machine learning, like the 100-page machine. No, not done. Let's go to some advent of code that I wrote in like Common Lesson like 2023. There's that, and now this should be open in. Yeah, this node is opened in my Firefox buffer. So there's like a whole bunch of things you could do with this. It's very good for presentations. I do use it for my technical presentations as well, sometime from time to time. And there's also very good functionality of org-export. If anyone wants to like want a handy overview of like whatever your notes are, you can just run space me. It gives you a bunch of export option and usually export it to HTML files and open it. So as an HTML file, yeah. So it created an HTML file. Let's find that out. Add of code HTML. There you go. And if you open this up in a Firefox browser, you'll get your normal. Yeah, so you could just open it up like normal in a Firefox browser, and like it will show up as a PDF document. Not a PDF document. I mean like an HTML document with all the pretty rendering and stuff. And like yeah, you could just print it out as a PDF. Or you could also export it as a PDF if you have the LaTeX utils installed. And I usually don't. I mean, I used to work in LaTeX, but then really, I mean, I've mostly shifted all of my markdown markup markup work in org mode now. So yeah, that's really not it for me now. There's that. Uh, let's go back to where we came from. We covered org-roam UI, org-export. Okay, Zotero is like a very okay. Zotero is like a It does much more than what I use it for. I just use it for like bibliography management and like it's like a Firefox extension that just yeah helps me update my bibliographies. For example, right now I can access all of my research papers with space CO. So research papers as in like whatever research I've been reading lately. If I hit enter on, let's go to attention is all you need. Pretty important paper. I have access to all my internal notes, any node that I have in the org-roam, any PDF files that I have for that, and the links to that as to like what that citation has. So let's open the PDF and my node. Let's first open the node, of course. So it's empty. I don't have any notes right now because this is like a sentinel node that I filled in like lately to just show you guys. And let's open the PDF for it. Attention is all you need. The PDF is again downloaded by Zotero's. Where's the PDF? Yeah, there's the PDF. So yeah, you could just pretty quickly read stuff as well. And adding a new paper is also pretty easy. Let's open up Firefox and go for something like hardware. Yeah. Uh, let's go to. I am interested in hardware architecture lately. Let's go to hardware architecture. Yeah. Uh, let's just pick up the latest one for now. And there's a basic extension plugin out here. That's just I can just save stuff to yeah, it's saving things to architecture. That's nice. Now this should pop up in my Zotero window. Yeah, did it not? It's still saving. Yeah, should pop up. Yeah, there you go. There it popped up. And then I just export my bibliography file, uh, probably from time to time whenever I'm done with the browsing session on like research papers, to a refer to my like org-roam. Okay, I am not used to traversing directories via a UI. Yeah, and now this should pop up in my Emacs. So for example, BCO, and what did we like get into? Importance of reproducibility. Yeah, there you go. There's the paper. And the PDF, the note, the org-roam node, and everything is again like automatically, not automatically, just created because of the citation system. I could just open the PDF right away. There we have the PDF. And I should also have access to the node. Again, it's like experimental and stuff. And let's go to, yeah, that. So it's again created in org-roam. And yeah, I can have any of my notes out here. And again, all of this is what done via a programmatic interface. I also, yeah, so if I wanted to like say even analyze the paper for like a quick summary or anything like that, I would go to the HTML format, not that experimental. Yeah, let's go to the HTML format. Did it open it somewhere? It opened it somewhere, I feel like. Yeah, I don't know where. But yeah. And then I pipe that in into Fabric. I will not talk about it Fabric right now because it's like a good library of collection of prompts by Daniel Miesler. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but yeah, Daniel Miesler, and it allows you to yeah, it allows you to do a lot of what do you say? A lot of I'm not sure what to say. It allows you to do a lot of what exactly? A lot of great things with LLMs readily. Yeah. So that's also another utility that I use. GPT-EL plus Fabric. When I'm in the CLI, I use Fabric. So yes, let's. I think it's pretty lengthy for now. Uh, where were we again? Here for workshop. Yeah. Again, okay. So blogs, I use easy-hugo, Emacs easy-hugo, and so that's bound to I think BH. There are all my posts and everything. And if I wanted to like enter a post or like do any of the above things, easy-hugo just allows me to do that very quickly. Say for example, I want a new post. I go to Emacs mode and I hit N. It will just give me a prompt for a new post, and it fills in the template. Now I don't want to like create a new post for now, so I'll just go back to Payred, new post, and hit Shift D and delete that, and I'm done because I don't want to like write a new post right now. And again, Magit. So okay, I don't know if you should say Magit or Magic because it is Git, but it is also magical. I'll probably just say Magit slash Magit. Uh, yeah, I just push cherry pick stuff and like whatever with Magit and like CI/CD triggers and builds and like on GitHub pages and like the blog is published. So that sort of stuff I've also already discussed in like previous videos. So yeah, I'm not going to get into that anymore. But yeah, I think like this was like a very lengthy video. If you stuck through this one, you seem to be like very interested and like motivated into getting into Emacs. And I can assure you that you will not regret that decision. So it is like an insane learning topology, I would say, not just a learning curve. Learning curves are like for your normal run-of-the-mill text editors, but then Emacs is like something different. It'll like you will be in awe of it if you like dedicate enough time. And yeah, I hope this video uh, allowed you to like yeah understand the power of Emacs. So like what all can be done and like how it integrates into your workflows and like just some initial time investment and yeah the returns are just insane. So as of right now, I mean the LLM did point it out, right? My config management is not up to mark, so I will not be able to share these files pretty soon. I will get them to you guys pretty soon. But then for now, do excuse me for that. And do let me know in the comments if you want any more elaborations as to how you would, yeah, how you would like want to structure your own Emacs workflows as well. Do point out like if you guys are into Emacs, I mean, do let me know what you guys do. So yeah, I really hope this sort of inspires a lot of people. Not inspires, like well, just clarifies the picture. So like what Emacs can do. Because I had that question in my junior year of like between the sophomore year and junior year of college. Like I'm already pretty good enough with PEM. Why would I just get into Emacs? Why would I just waste another another add-on like a week or so, just getting inefficient and like yeah, getting back to like normal efficiency. And well, my incentives were a little different. It was like they were like more related to Lisp. But yeah, Emacs in itself, without like excluding Lisp for now, is still like just very much worth it to get into. And yeah, that's it for now. This was like a very long one. So if you guys did enjoy this, uh, yeah, and if you like stuck around till this point, you seem like a someone who'd have a lot of good conversations with me. So do hit me up on Twitter. It should be there somewhere in the corner. At yeah, that's the handle in the corner. Or like check out my blogs and do let me in the comments what are the things you would like to be elaborated upon. Do like, share, subscribe. Thanks for your love on the last video again. I really appreciate it, and like it feels nice to be yeah to be noticed. So see you in the next one, and hope you guys try to be technically more productive. I mean, okay, there's like a lot of productivity channels out there, but then like technical productivity is like a whole another beast. Uh, so yeah, I will be posting a lot of videos like these soon. Huh. Do subscribe, do get the bell icon if you want those videos to reach you like as soon as they release. And thanks again. This was Raj. See you soon in the next one.